Hey there, cruise lovers. Whether you're a seasoned sailor or getting ready for your very first voyage, welcome aboard TravelVibes, your go-to spot for smart, friendly cruise advice that actually works in the real world. If you love the thrill of open seas, exploring new ports, and waking up somewhere magical every morning, then you're in the right place. Today, I'm sharing the cruise boarding day shortcuts that most people wish they knew sooner. Because the truth is, a smooth start sets the tone for your entire trip. So grab your coffee, sit back, and get ready to cruise smarter. And don't forget, tap that subscribe button so you never miss a tip that could save your vacation. Tip 1. Update the cruise app. Don't just download it. Let's be honest, cruise lovers are planners. We check deck plans for fun, we compare port excursions like pros, and we download the cruise line app weeks before we sail. But here's the catch that surprises even seasoned travelers. Downloading the app isn't enough. Cruise line apps get frequent updates, especially before peak seasons. If you don't delete and reinstall the latest version before leaving home, you risk running into bugs or connection issues just when you need it most. And trust me, there's nothing more frustrating than being in the cruise terminal with glitchy Wi-Fi, trying to pull up your boarding pass while the line inches forward. So here's your shortcut. Reinstall the app at home or at your hotel where you've got solid internet. Then, screenshot everything. Your boarding pass, health declaration, muster station info. That way, even if the app freezes later, you've got it all saved and ready to go. A little tech prep now means smoother sailing later. Remember what Captain Kate McHugh, America's first female cruise ship captain, often says, confidence comes from being prepared. And it starts with your app. Tip 2. Pack your pre-check kit like a cruise-savvy pro. Now that your cruise app is ready to go, let's talk about security. That one moment that can either flow smoothly or throw off your whole morning. Cruise terminals aren't airports, but they're not exactly laid back either. Think of them as a blend between TSA screening and a bustling hotel lobby during check-in. If you're sailing out of stricter ports like Seattle or Vancouver, expect procedures to be even tighter. Belts might come off, laptops could need to be removed, and you'll definitely be sending your bag through an X-ray. Here's where the pros stand out. Cruise regulars know to pack smart. Keep your electronics, documents, and any allowed liquids right at the top of your carry-on for quick access. Not buried under your beach hat and flip-flops. And one more thing, don't bring sealed water bottles. It's a rookie mistake. Cruise lines aren't worried about hydration. They're concerned about what passengers might sneak in. Instead, pack a reusable bottle and fill it up once you're safely on board. Trust me, getting through security stress-free is one of the best feelings to start your adventure. And as world traveler Rick Steves once said, a smooth beginning sets the tone for your entire trip. Let's keep that vibe going. Tip 3. Set your boarding time alarm. Midnight magic for early cruisers. Here's something seasoned cruisers rarely admit. Getting the earliest boarding time feels like winning a small lottery. You step onto the ship when everything's still calm, the buffet is untouched, and the pool deck is wide open. It's the quiet before the fun storm. So how do you get that golden spot? You need to act fast. Most cruise lines release embarkation slots weeks in advance, and they disappear quickly. Set an alarm for midnight on the day your cruise line opens check-in. That's your golden hour. For example, Royal Caribbean opens check-in 30 days before sailing. Carnival? About 15 days. Norwegian and Celebrity vary, so it's smart to keep an eye on your account or app notifications. Now, boarding early doesn't mean you'll waltz onto the ship immediately, but it does place you in the first boarding waves, giving you first dibs on everything from spa appointments to poolside loungers. And let's be honest, cruise fans love being first. We're explorers at heart, always looking for the best views, the best cabin spot, the best sail-away moment. So set that midnight alarm. Future you will thank you with a frozen margarita in hand. Tip 4. Stay close. The smart hotel rule for smooth sailing. Now let's talk about something that seasoned cruisers know deep in their bones. Location matters more than luxury on boarding day. Sure, that high-rise hotel with ocean views might look perfect on Instagram, but if it's 45 minutes from the port in unpredictable city traffic, it could turn your dream morning into a frantic dash. In cruise-heavy cities like Miami or New York, a 10-minute ride can stretch into an hour during weekend rush, special events, or surprise road closures. So here's the golden rule. Stay within 15 minutes of the cruise terminal. It doesn't have to be fancy, it has to be close. Look for hotels that offer free or low-cost shuttles to the port. That little perk can save you time, stress, and the awkward panic of refreshing your GPS every 30 seconds. Remember, the goal isn't just to make it on time, it's to arrive calm, ready, and already in vacation mode. Like Anthony Bourdain once said, travel isn't always pretty, but if you're in the right place at the right time, it becomes unforgettable. Boarding day is your first big moment, so plan it like it matters. Tip 5. Keep it together. The power of a travel wallet on cruise day. Here's something that might surprise you. Even the most experienced cruisers, yes, the ones who've sailed through the fjords of Norway and the Isles of the Caribbean, still fumble for passports and boarding passes at the terminal. The difference? They recover fast. Because they're organized. That's where a family travel wallet or boarding pouch becomes your secret weapon. A slim, zippered pouch keeps all your essentials in one place. We're talking passports, photo IDs, vaccination cards, printed boarding passes, and even a few small bills for tipping porters. Keep it in your carry-on, not your checked bag. Because trust me, you do not want to be that person digging through a suitcase in front of the security line. Some travelers even wear theirs crossbody like a sleek cruise lanyard. It's practical, yes, but it also gives you that calm, confident vibe that every seasoned cruiser carries. Just like Condé Nast Traveler recommends, a good travel wallet is the difference between breeze through check-in and boarding day mayhem. Let's aim for the breeze. Tip 6. Unlock the magic. Get your medallion or RFID tag early. Now, let's talk about a little piece of tech that can make your cruise feel like pure luxury from the moment you arrive. If you're sailing with Princess, Celebrity, or MSC, you might be eligible for a smart medallion or RFID tag. And yes, these tiny tools pack a big punch. They're mailed to your home before your cruise, but only if your cruise profile is updated early enough. Once in hand, they do more than replace your keycard. These devices help you board faster, unlock your cabin automatically, and even let staff find you for room service. No awkward knocking, no waiting around. Parents love it for keeping tabs on kids. Solo travelers love the safety. And couples? Well, it's one less thing to carry when heading out for that romantic sunset dinner. It's a small, futuristic touch that makes your vacation feel effortless. Kind of like having your own invisible concierge. Travel and Leisure called it a game changer for stress-free cruising. And honestly, they're right. Tip 7. Tag it right. The luggage label trick every cruiser needs. Now here's a little secret every seasoned cruiser learns. Sometimes the smallest things cause the biggest delays. Your luggage tag might seem like a minor detail, but if it tears, smudges, or simply disappears between check-in and your cabin, your suitcase could end up lost, or on the wrong deck. And instead of sipping that welcome cocktail by the pool, you'll be tracking down guest services with a polite panic in your voice. That's why savvy travelers always use clear, reusable plastic tag holders, the kind designed specifically for cruise lines. They're waterproof, tear-proof, and practically immune to Murphy's Law. Just slip in your printed tag, zip it up, and breathe easy. It's the kind of cruise hack that travel bloggers like Nomadic Matt swear by. And if you want a backup plan, print an extra tag or two and tuck them into your carry-on. Because if there's one thing cruise lovers have in common, it's this. We'd rather be unpacking with a view than searching for missing bags on deck 5. Tip 8. Small bills, big wins. Why a little cash goes a long way on cruise day. Let's face it, most of us rely on cards and apps these days. But on embarkation day, a simple stack of small bills can work wonders. Cruisers who've been around the world, from Alaska to the Adriatic, know this. A few crisp $1, $5, and $10 in your wallet can save time, reduce stress, and earn you better service. You'll want cash on hand to tip the hotel shuttle driver, the porters who handle your bags, or even grab a quick snack at the terminal if you arrive early. These are the little touches that make the journey smoother. And in the cruise world, tipping with kindness often means your luggage magically appears at your cabin sooner, and sometimes handled with extra care. As travel author Pauline Frommer once said, "Gratitude is the grease that keeps travel running smoothly. And truly, the most confident cruisers know a few bills can buy more than convenience. They set the tone for a gracious, relaxed start to your adventure. Tip 9. Skip the line. Upgrade to priority boarding and start relaxed now. If you're someone who dreams of walking past a long line with a smile and heading straight onto the ship, here's your chance. Many cruise lines offer paid priority programs, and for those who value time, comfort, and a smooth start, they're worth a serious look. Programs like Carnival's Faster to the Fun, Royal Caribbean's The Key, and Norwegian's Priority Access aren't just about early boarding. They often include extras like Wi-Fi, access to specialty lunch venues, early cabin entry, or even luggage delivered straight to your room. And when you've just traveled for hours or flown across time zones, those little perks feel like a breath of fresh sea air. Think of it as an investment in peace of mind. As Cruise Critic notes, travelers who used these programs often say the stress-free start alone made it worth every penny. If you spot one at a discount before your trip, don't hesitate, because nothing beats starting your vacation feeling calm, collected, and already a step ahead. Tip 10. Board like a VIP. Tap into cruise loyalty perks. Now here's a little-known trick that costs you nothing but can make you feel like royalty. If you've cruised before, even just once, don't forget to check your loyalty status with that cruise line. Even at the entry or mid-tier level, many lines offer valuable perks like priority check-in, early boarding, or even access to exclusive lounges and welcome gifts. It's like being quietly bumped up to first class, without the extra fee. Loyalty programs are a favorite among seasoned cruisers for a reason. They reward consistency. And if you're someone who loves the rhythm of the sea, the charm of port towns, and the thrill of waking up in a new country, it's worth sticking with a brand that treats you well. As travel writer Wendy Perrin says, loyalty in travel doesn't just get you discounts, it gets you comfort, confidence, and better treatment. And on boarding day, that can be the difference between standing in line and walking straight onto your floating home. Tip 11. Treat yourself. Boarding in style with ship within a ship perks. If you've ever dreamed of stepping onto your cruise ship like a celebrity, no lines, no stress, just warm smiles and someone waiting to whisk you away, this next tip is for you. Some cruise lines offer exclusive luxury enclaves within the ship, and they come with a golden bonus: escorted or butler-assisted boarding. Think of it as entering a private resort before you even reach your cabin. Sail with Norwegian, and you've got the Haven, a secluded area with its own pool, restaurant, and 24/7 concierge. On MSC, it's the Yacht Club, while Celebrity's The Retreat offers that signature 5-star vibe. Princess has the Sanctuary Collection, and Holland America gives you a taste of that VIP life through Club Orange, available for a small fee. If you're celebrating a special occasion or simply want to turn your vacation into something unforgettable, this might be the upgrade that changes everything. As luxury cruise expert Douglas Ward once put it, it's not just about where you're going, it's about how you get there. And with this hidden lane, the how becomes pure bliss. Tip 12. Mobility matters. The boarding shortcut. Few people talk about. Here's a tip that doesn't get shared enough, but for the right person, it can truly transform the experience. If you or someone you're traveling with uses a wheelchair, walker, cane, or simply needs mobility assistance, you are absolutely entitled to priority boarding help at most cruise terminals. This isn't a favor. It's a right rooted in respect and accessibility. All you need to do is let your cruise line know in advance or ask your travel agent to make a note on your reservation. Most cruise terminals will be alerted ahead of time and will arrange for assistance, often including elevator access and fast-track entry, bypassing the longest lines. For travelers who love the ocean but worry about stairs, long terminals, or crowded check-in areas, this simple step brings back the joy and confidence they deserve. As cruise lover and disability advocate Sylvia Longmire once said, "Travel is for everyone, not just the able-bodied." On a cruise, the journey should be dignified, welcoming, and smooth for all. Tip 13. Let a cruise-savvy travel agent do the heavy lifting. In the age of one-click booking, it's easy to think you've got it all handled. But when it comes to cruising, working with a specialized travel agent isn't old-fashioned. It's downright smart. A good cruise agent is like your personal insider. They can track price drops, unlock bonus perks you didn't even know to ask for, and help you land the best embarkation times, especially when they open at midnight and disappear fast. More than that, they can flag dietary needs, mobility requests, or cabin preferences before you even think to bring them up. And here's the best part. You don't pay them a dime. Cruise lines cover the commission, so you get full support at no extra cost. It's no wonder seasoned cruisers, including experts like Gary Bembridge, recommend using agents for everything from world cruises to weekend getaways. Because when you have someone in your corner who speaks cruise fluently, your vacation starts before you even leave home. Tip 14. Timing is gold. Arrive smart, not just early. Here's something every cruise lover learns sooner or later. Boarding day is all about timing. And showing up too early? That's not always the win you think it is. If you arrive hours ahead of schedule, chances are you'll end up waiting outside the terminal, often with no shade, no seats, and no smiles. We've seen it happen. Folks sweating in the heat or shivering in surprise rain, just counting the minutes until the doors open. On the flip side, cutting it too close can backfire badly. Cruise lines typically close boarding 90 minutes to 2 hours before departure. And yes, they really can leave without you. The sweet spot? Try arriving about 30 minutes before your assigned boarding time. That way, you've got enough buffer for traffic or check-in hiccups, but you avoid the long wait outside. As Rick Steves puts it, travel smart, not fast. And on embarkation day, that mindset might be the key to walking on board cool, calm, and ready for adventure. Tip 15. Be ready, stay happy. Your boarding day survival kit. Let's wrap up with something so simple yet so powerful. Your carry-on survival kit. Because once you hand off your luggage at the port, you won't see it again for hours. And if you're standing on the pool deck in jeans while everyone else is already swimming and sipping, you'll know why this tip matters. Cruise veterans always pack a boarding day essentials bag, just a lightweight backpack or tote with a swimsuit, sunglasses, sunscreen, and a refillable water bottle can totally upgrade your first few hours on board. Toss in your medications, cruise documents, phone charger, and maybe a fresh t-shirt if you've had a long flight. It's not just about being prepared. It's about starting your vacation refreshed and relaxed, not rumpled and scrambling. As cruise expert Emma Cruises says, your first day sets the tone for your entire trip. So why not make it breezy, organized, and just a little bit fabulous? Bonus tip: master the muster before you even step on board. Before we wrap up, here's a bonus tip that catches a lot of first-timers off guard. The old-school muster drill, gathering shoulder to shoulder on the deck with life jackets, is mostly a thing of the past. Today, most cruise lines use an e-muster system. That means you can watch the safety briefing on your phone or cabin TV. It's quick, it's convenient, and it makes embarkation feel so much smoother. But here's the part you don't want to forget. You still need to physically check in at your muster station, usually within the first couple of hours on board. If you skip it, some ship services, like bars and certain venues, stay locked for you. So make it a priority. Know your muster location in advance. It's listed in your cruise app, and head there as soon as you've settled in. It only takes a minute, and it unlocks the full cruise experience. Think of it as your official passport to vacation freedom. After all, as every seasoned sailor knows, safety first, then cocktails. And there you have it, 15 smart cruise boarding day shortcuts, plus one powerful bonus to help you skip the chaos, sail through check-in, and start your vacation with confidence. Because cruising isn't just about where you're going, it's about how you begin. And when you board like a pro, you don't just save time, you unlock moments. Moments of joy, ease, laughter, and wonder. So whether you're a first-time cruiser or a seasoned sea lover, let this be your boarding day blueprint. One that helps you feel prepared, empowered, and excited from the very first step. If today's tips made you feel cruise ready, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to TravelVibes for more real-world advice to help you sail smarter. Until next time, smooth seas, sunny skies, and unforgettable journeys ahead.
Hey there, cruise lovers. If you're someone who dreams about open seas, savors sunrise coffee on the deck, and counts down the days to your next embarkation, then welcome aboard. You're in the right place. Whether you're a seasoned cruiser with a dozen pins on your lanyard, or you're just starting to explore this exciting way to travel, one thing's for sure. No one books a cruise expecting to get turned away at the gate. But guess what? It's happening. More often than you'd think. I'm your guide from TravelVibes, and today, we're diving deep into 15 surprising reasons why more cruisers are being denied boarding this year, and what you can do to make sure your vacation sails smoothly. These are real situations faced by real travelers. So stick with me, because a little knowledge now could save your entire cruise later. If you're ready to cruise smarter and stress-free, hit that subscribe button. TravelVibes is your compass for cruise wisdom. 1. Don't let your emotions sink the ship. Now, if you love cruising, chances are you're someone who values relaxation, courtesy, and that special kind of kindness we see at sea. You smile at strangers, thank the crew, and maybe even bring your cabin steward a chocolate bar. That's what makes cruise culture so unique. It runs on respect. But here's something many don't realize. Cruise lines have a zero-tolerance policy for aggressive or abusive behavior, especially towards staff. Yes, even before you board. Getting angry about a last-minute itinerary change or cancellation? Totally understandable, but yelling, swearing, or threatening customer service over the phone? That could land you on a permanent no-sale list. No refund. No second chance. So instead of reacting emotionally, take a breath. Speak firmly but kindly. Even the CEO of Royal Caribbean once said, "The guest who stays calm gets resolution faster." Kindness isn't just good manners, it's your ticket on board. 2. Don't let paperwork sink your plans. Let's be honest. Cruise lovers tend to be planners. You probably love researching ports, booking excursions early, and color-coding your packing cubes. But here's one detail even the most organized travelers sometimes miss: incomplete or mismatched documents. Cruising isn't like checking into a hotel. If your full name on your reservation doesn't exactly match your passport, or if you're relying on a real ID without a birth certificate, your cruise line has every right to deny boarding. And yes, even small things like leaving out a middle name can raise red flags during check-in. Some people assume that if you're on a closed-loop cruise, leaving and returning to the same U.S. port, you don't need a passport. That can be true, but only if your paperwork is perfect. The best way to stay safe? Always double-check your documents, bring backup IDs, and use your cruise line's official checklist. Because the only thing worse than missing your cruise is realizing it was avoidable. 3. Know the hidden travel restrictions that could block your cruise. Now here's something many passionate cruisers don't even think about: past legal records. You see, most of us who love cruise travel are focused on the fun parts: relaxing by the pool, exploring port towns, and savoring that first bite at the buffet. But there are some hidden legal roadblocks that can catch even experienced travelers off guard. One of the strictest: Canada's entry policy. If your cruise sails anywhere near Canadian waters, like an Alaskan itinerary, even a decades-old DUI can stop you cold at the dock. Canada treats impaired driving as a serious offense. So even if your ship leaves from Seattle or returns to Vancouver, border control could turn you away. And if they say no, the cruise line has no choice but to follow. It's a harsh surprise, but it's preventable. So if you or someone you're cruising with has a criminal record, even a minor one, speak to an immigration expert before you book. A simple check now could save your dream vacation later. 4. Keep your cruise details private. Yes, even online. As cruise lovers, we love to share. We post countdowns, snapshots of our staterooms, and excited updates the moment we book that dream itinerary. It's part of the joy. The anticipation is half the fun. But in this digital age, oversharing can cost you everything. Posting your cabin number, booking ID, or even your sail dates online may seem harmless, but it's not. Believe it or not, scammers are out there watching. Some even use this info to call the cruise line, pretend to be you, and cancel or modify your booking. It's rare, but it has happened. And once your spot is gone, especially on a sold-out cruise, it's nearly impossible to get back. So here's the golden rule. Treat your cruise reservation like a boarding pass to paradise. Keep it safe. Share the excitement, not the specifics. And remember, your vacation starts the moment you protect it. 5. Check more than just the expiry date on your passport. Cruisers are detail lovers. We plan outfits by port weather, track ship locations in real time, and know exactly which side of the buffet to approach first. But sometimes it's the smallest detail that derails everything, like a slightly damaged passport. To the untrained eye, a worn corner or a tiny water stain might seem harmless. But to immigration officers and cruise security, that's enough to mark it as invalid. And that means no boarding, no matter how far you've flown or how long you've planned. Even countries like Australia and Singapore apply these rules strictly. If your passport looks tired, don't risk it. A new one might cost a bit now, but it saves you thousands and your cruise dreams. So before you pack your bags, do one thing first. Inspect your passport like it's a boarding pass to your happiest memories. If it's not pristine, replace it. Because a flawless vacation starts with flawless documents. 6. Don't forget the paperwork. When cruising with kids. If you love cruising, chances are you also love creating special memories with family. Grandparents, aunts, uncles, even close family friends. Cruise vacations are perfect for multi-generational bonding. But when it comes to traveling with minors, the rules get a little more official. Here's the thing. If you're bringing a child who's not legally yours, or if only one parent is present, you'll need a notarized consent letter from the other parent or legal guardian. And no, a casual verbal agreement won't cut it. Cruise lines follow international law, and some destinations are even stricter than others. Without that signed permission, even if you've got the kid's passport and snacks ready to go, you could still be stopped at the terminal. So before you plan those family excursions or pirate-themed dinners, make sure the paperwork is squared away. Because peace of mind at sea starts with preparation on land. 7. Be careful what you pack, even if it's legal at home. Cruisers are curious by nature. We love exploring new cultures, trying new flavors, and yes, packing smart to avoid overpaying on board. But when it comes to what's allowed in your suitcase, cruise laws follow a different compass. Just because something is legal in your home state, like CBD products, doesn't mean it's allowed on a cruise ship. These vessels sail under federal maritime and international regulations, and in many ports, those substances are strictly banned. Even a small bottle of CBD gummies could get flagged during security screening, and in some cases, guests have been banned for life. No warnings, no do-overs. So before you zip up that suitcase, take a few minutes to review your cruise line's prohibited items list. What feels routine at home might be a red flag at sea. And remember, the goal isn't just to pack light, it's to pack smart. Because every smooth cruise starts with smart decisions, starting at home, before you even leave the driveway. 8. Don't let the clock steal your cruise. If there's one thing cruise lovers understand, it's that timing matters. We know exactly when the sail-away party starts, when to hit the buffet to beat the crowd, and when the sun sets just right over the horizon. But there's one time window you absolutely can't afford to miss: embarkation cutoff. Here's what many travelers overlook. Even if your cruise departs at 4 p.m., boarding typically ends 90 minutes earlier. This isn't just a cruise line preference, it's a federal security requirement. Cruise lines must submit their final passenger manifest to Homeland Security 1 hour before sailing. Miss that deadline, and no matter how ready or excited you are, the answer is the same: you're not getting on. So what's the smart move? Arrive at the port by late morning. And if you're flying in from another city or another time zone, come in the day before. Treat it like part of the adventure. Because the only thing worse than running late is standing at the dock while your ship sails away. 9. Understand pregnancy limits. Before you book, cruising is one of the most relaxing ways to travel, especially for families preparing to welcome a new little traveler. And let's be honest, few things sound more peaceful than a gentle ocean breeze when you're expecting. But here's where it gets tricky. Cruise lines have firm rules about pregnancy, and they're not flexible. Most major lines, including Royal Caribbean and Carnival, will not allow guests who are beyond 23 or 24 weeks pregnant to board. It's not personal, it's about medical safety and maritime regulations. Ships don't have the facilities to manage high-risk emergencies far from shore. If this rule slips past your radar, you could find yourself denied boarding. And unfortunately, many cruise lines won't issue a refund. So if you or a loved one is expecting, double-check the pregnancy policy before booking. And always confirm dates with your OB/GYN. A few minutes of planning can save thousands and keep that joyful cruise memory truly stress-free. 10. Don't let ID confusion sink your cruise. If you're a detail-oriented traveler, someone who highlights port times, tracks ship layouts, and prints backup copies of everything, you're already ahead of the game. But when it comes to ID requirements, even the most prepared cruisers can get tripped up. One of the biggest misunderstandings in recent years is the difference between a real ID and an enhanced ID. A real ID may get you on a domestic flight, but it's not enough to board a cruise. Only 5 U.S. states issue enhanced IDs, and unless you live in one of them, you likely don't have it. This small mix-up has led many travelers to the port, full of excitement, only to be turned away. So how can you avoid it? Simple. Always travel with a valid passport or passport card. In some cases, a birth certificate with a government-issued photo ID is acceptable, especially for closed-loop cruises. But the safest option is still the one that works worldwide. Because in cruising, peace of mind starts with proper identification. 11. Don't overlook the new visa rules for Europe and the UK. Cruisers are explorers at heart. Whether you dream of sipping espresso in Italy or strolling the cliffs of Dover, there's something magical about cruising through Europe. But starting this year, there's a new rulebook, and you'll need more than just a passport to make it through. If you're flying into or cruising out of the United Kingdom, you'll now need an ETA, Electronic Travel Authorization. And soon, the EU will roll out ETIAS, their version of a pre-travel screening system. These approvals aren't optional. No ETA or ETIAS? You won't even board the flight that gets you to your cruise. It's a shift toward tighter travel protocols, similar to how the US handles visa waivers. It's quick to register, but easy to forget if you're used to hassle-free entry. So treat this like your cruise countdown. Set a reminder, check your destination's requirements 90 days in advance, and register as early as possible. Because smart cruisers don't just follow the tide, they stay ahead of it. 12. Think twice before you file that cruise. Chargeback. We get it. Cruise lovers are passionate. You notice the details, value great service, and expect your vacation to match what was promised. But even when things go wrong, there's a right way and a risky way to deal with it. Some frustrated cruisers have turned to their credit card companies after an unsatisfying experience. They file a chargeback to get their money back, bypassing the cruise line's resolution process. It might feel justified in the moment, but it can have long-term consequences. Cruise lines call this friendly fraud, and many take it seriously. Guests who win a chargeback can find themselves quietly added to a no-sale list, unable to book again until the funds are repaid, even if the dispute happened years ago. So if something isn't right, start by contacting the cruise line directly. Most major brands, like Princess or Norwegian, have guest relations teams ready to listen, and often, a respectful conversation gets you much further than a refund request ever could. Cruising is about connection, not conflict. 13. Be honest on health forms, but be smart about it. Cruise fans are thoughtful travelers. You care about safety, public health, and doing your part to keep the ship environment clean and enjoyable for everyone. That's what makes the cruise community so special. But here's something many well-meaning guests overlook. How you fill out your health form matters. Those pre-boarding questionnaires are designed to screen for contagious illnesses. But even something simple, like writing that you took allergy medication or had a runny nose the night before, can trigger a secondary medical check or even denial of boarding. Cruise lines are understandably cautious. After past outbreaks, their policies are built to err on the safe side. So yes, always be honest, but if your symptoms are seasonal, allergy-related, or easily explained, consider bringing a doctor's note or documentation just in case. A little preparation shows responsibility and keeps your cruise dreams on track without unnecessary stress. 14. How to avoid getting bumped from an oversold cruise. As cruise lovers, we're used to smooth sailing. We expect order, structure, and the satisfying sound of that boarding ding. But once in a while, something unexpected happens, even in the cruise world, and yes, that includes overbooked sailings. Although it's rare, overselling does happen, especially if you've booked a guaranteed cabin with no specific room assignment. In these situations, if the ship is at full capacity, and you're among the last names on the manifest, you might be offered compensation, or asked not to board at all. Now, this sounds like every traveler's nightmare. But here's the upside. If you're flexible, cruise lines may offer generous perks like free future cruises, cabin upgrades, or onboard credits to those willing to switch. So if you want to play it safe, always select your cabin early. But if you're open to surprises and last-minute changes, sometimes saying yes to a bump could actually be a bonus. 15. Beware of cruise deals that look too good to be true. Cruise lovers are natural bargain hunters. We know how to spot a good deal, time our bookings, and grab those free onboard credits. But in the rush for savings, there's one mistake that can cost you your entire vacation: booking through the wrong source. With flashy ads and pop-up promotions everywhere, it's easy to fall for a sketchy third-party website offering a 50% off cruise that seems too perfect to pass up. But sadly, some of these sites aren't legitimate. They may sell fake or unconfirmed reservations, and by the time you show up at the terminal, it's too late. Even big-name online sellers aren't immune to errors. That's why the smartest cruisers book directly with the cruise line or through a reputable travel advisor. And once you do, call to confirm your reservation and cabin assignment. Don't just rely on an email. Because when it comes to cruising, peace of mind is the best upgrade you can get. Cruising in 2025 is smoother, safer, and more magical than ever, but only if you step aboard fully prepared. Because the real secret to a great voyage isn't just in choosing the right ship or stateroom, it's in avoiding the hidden mistakes that can keep you from sailing at all. When you know the rules, respect the fine print, and stay a step ahead, you don't just board with confidence, you unlock every moment with ease, every sunset at sea, every breakfast with an ocean view, every laugh echoing down the hallway. So if today's tips helped you feel even one step more cruise ready, give this video a like, share it with a fellow cruiser, and subscribe to Travel Vibes for more down-to-earth advice to help you sail smarter, not harder. Because in the world of cruising, the journey doesn't start at the gangway. It starts with knowledge, and you just leveled up. See you on board.
Hey there, cruise lovers. Whether you're dreaming of your first voyage or you've already danced under 100 sunsets at sea, welcome aboard Travel Vibes. If you're someone who loves waking up in a new port, sipping coffee with an ocean view, and collecting memories instead of souvenirs, you're in the right place. But let's be honest, cruises go by fast. And if you're not careful, you can waste precious hours without even realizing it. In today's video, I'm sharing 15 ridiculous time wasters all cruisers must avoid so you can spend less time in lines and more time living the dream. So go ahead, tap that subscribe button and join the Travel Vibes crew. Let's make every cruise moment count. Number 1. Don't arrive late on embarkation day. Cruise lovers know this well. The moment your feet hit that gangway, your vacation officially begins. But here's the thing most people don't realize. Arriving late to the port means you're already missing out. I've seen it happen far too often. Travelers stroll in hours after boarding opens, thinking they're avoiding the crowds. In reality, they've skipped the golden window when pools are still empty, restaurants have no lines, and spa reservations are wide open. Now, if you're the kind of person who loves quiet moments on deck, or wants that perfect photo by the railing without 100 people behind you, you need to board early. Just like savvy Disney park-goers, rope drop the rides. They cruise smart, not late. So here's your cruise savvy move. Grab the earliest embarkation slot the moment check-in opens, usually 30 to 45 days before sailing. Set a reminder, because these fill up fast. And if you're flying in the night before, choose a hotel near the port. A few extra dollars can save you from airport delays and morning panic, and give you a smooth, stress-free start to your voyage. Your cruise doesn't begin when the ship leaves. It begins the moment you step aboard. So don't miss it. Number 2. Not booking reservations in advance? That's a rookie mistake. Let me tell you, cruise ships may feel like floating cities, but unlike real cities, there's a cap on how many people can fit into that specialty restaurant, that Broadway-style show, or that early morning Pilates class. And the demand? Oh, it's real. Especially for cruisers who love fine dining, live entertainment, or wellness at sea. Now, I say this with a little embarrassment. On one of my own cruises, I thought, I'll just wait till I board to book my yoga sessions. By the time I logged into the app, every single class was full. For the entire week. I was so frustrated, I almost signed up for nap yoga in my cabin. So here's your friendly warning from someone who's been there. Download the Cruise Lines app before you even leave home. Get comfortable with it. Then, the moment reservations open, either a few days before or even while you're waiting in the terminal, grab your spots. It takes 5 minutes but can shape your whole vacation. Cruising is all about creating joyful moments, but some of the best ones, they're reserved. So don't miss out. Book ahead and let the good times roll. Number 3. Don't rush to guest services right away. Now here's a classic rookie move I see all the time. Passengers stepping on board and making a beeline straight for guest services. And I get it. You've got questions. Maybe your onboard credit isn't showing up. Maybe you're unsure about dinner times, but so does everyone else. The result? A line that wraps around the lobby like you're waiting to buy tickets for a Beyoncé concert. Not exactly how you want to start your dream vacation. Unless it's something urgent, like a cabin issue or a medical need. Breathe, settle in, and circle back later. The best kept secret? Guest services is open 24 hours. Swing by after dinner or first thing in the morning. No lines, no stress. As a cruiser who values ease, calm, and smart timing, you're not here to stand in queues. You're here to relax and enjoy. Let the others rush. You've got this figured out. Number 4. Skipping pre-cruise purchases. That's a time trap. Now let's talk about one of the most underrated time-saving secrets, buying your extras before you sail. It might feel easy to just wait and handle it on board, but here's the truth. The moment the ship sets sail, the lines start forming. At the Wi-Fi desk, at the drink package counter, at the excursion kiosk, and before you know it, you've spent your first afternoon standing around instead of sipping a piña colada by the pool. Here's the smarter move. Cruise lines almost always offer better prices when you pre-purchase online. You'll save money and dodge the crowds. And when it comes to excursions, don't leave it to chance. Wandering aimlessly through port, trying to find a decent taxi or activity, just adds stress. Instead, research ahead of time. Book through the cruise line or a trusted provider. That way, you're not just seeing the sights, you're actually soaking them in. Remember, smart cruisers like you know this simple truth. The more you plan ahead, the more you get to enjoy the now. Number 5. Stepping off the ship without a plan? Say goodbye to peace of mind. Sure, the idea of wandering through a new port city sounds like a dream, until reality hits. You step off the gangway and suddenly you're surrounded by shouting drivers, overpriced tours, and that sinking feeling of not knowing where to go. And for cruise lovers, people who cherish efficiency, safety, and rich cultural experiences, that kind of chaos is the last thing you want. I've seen seasoned travelers waste half their day trying to figure out what to do. Meanwhile, the smart ones, the ones who did just a little homework, are already enjoying a beach chair, a cold drink, or a guided walk through a UNESCO World Heritage Site. So what's the fix? Take 15 minutes before your cruise to research each port. Even if you don't book a formal excursion, know your must-see spots, how far they are from the port, and the safest way to get there. Google Maps is your best friend, until the Wi-Fi drops. Which brings us to this. Always screenshot or print your tour confirmations and directions. Port Wi-Fi is notoriously flaky, and trust me, you don't want to be the one frantically refreshing your email in the middle of Cozumel. A little prep goes a long way. It doesn't kill the spontaneity, it gives you space to actually enjoy it. Number 6. Falling into the Embarkation Day buffet trap. It's practically a cruise tradition. You step on board, the welcome music is playing, and your instincts say, "Buffet, here I come." And guess what? So does everyone else's. Before you know it, you're balancing a tray, searching for a clean table, dodging elbows at the salad bar, and settling for lukewarm food with a side of stress. But here's what experienced cruisers know. The buffet isn't your only option on day one. Many cruise lines quietly open the main dining room or select specialty restaurants for lunch, and they're often nearly empty. Imagine real plates, friendly service, and food that's actually hot. Now that's a welcome aboard meal. I once boarded a ship where the buffet looked like a Black Friday sale. Meanwhile, just one deck below, the dining room was peaceful, elegant, and had fresh seafood served on white tablecloths. Total game changer. So if you're the kind of traveler who values comfort, calm, and a great first impression, skip the buffet chaos and explore your quieter options. Your vacation deserves a better start than standing in line for soggy fries. Number 7. Picking My Time dining. Right at peak hour flexibility sounds fantastic in theory. You get to eat when you want, on your own schedule. But here's the twist. When everyone wants the same thing at the same time, flexibility turns into frustration. On most cruises, peak dining hits around 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. That's when you'll see the line for My Time dining wrap around like it's a popular steakhouse on Valentine's Day. And you're just trying to enjoy a peaceful dinner at sea. If you're someone who values a calm atmosphere, good service, and not waiting with a growling stomach, you've got a few smart options. Either show up early, think before 6 p.m., or wait until after 8 when the crowds thin out. Or better yet, consider traditional dining with a set time. It's consistent, smooth, and helps you plan the rest of your evening, whether you're heading to the theater, joining a trivia game, or catching that golden hour on deck. Remember, cruising is about ease, not elbowing through a queue while your filet gets cold. Make a choice your future self will thank you for. Number 8. Skipping room service on port days? You might be missing a secret shortcut. Let's be honest, port days are exciting, but they can also be hectic. You're rushing to get dressed, grabbing your backpack, double-checking your excursion time, and then bam, you're stuck in a buffet line with 100 other cruisers trying to grab breakfast before the clock runs out. But here's what seasoned cruisers know and love. On port mornings, room service is your best friend. It saves you the chaos, gives you time to breathe, and starts your day with calm instead of crowd control. Most cruise lines still offer free continental breakfast delivery, especially if you order the night before. Imagine waking up to fresh fruit, pastries, and hot coffee delivered right to your stateroom while the rest of the ship is scrambling. It's one of those small pleasures that makes a big difference. Even Oprah once said, "The more you praise and celebrate your life, the more there is in life to celebrate." A peaceful breakfast on your balcony? That's a celebration worth having. So check your cruise app or cabin info guide and take advantage of this hidden gem. Trust me, your future self will thank you, especially when you're first in line for your morning excursion. Number 9. Relying on cash onboard? That's slowing you down. Now I get it. Using cash feels smart and safe, especially for travelers who like to stay in control of their budget. But here's the part no one tells you. On a cruise ship, cash can become a major time waster. You'll find yourself trekking back and forth to guest services to top up your account, check your balance, or worst of all, stand in line on disembarkation day just to settle your bill. Not exactly the relaxing vibe we're all chasing at sea. The better option? Link a credit card to your account before you board. It's quick, it's seamless, and you can still track every purchase from your cabin TV or the cruise app. You're not giving up control, you're gaining freedom. Even travel expert Rick Steves once said, "The biggest travel luxury is time." And on a cruise, that's especially true. So why waste it standing in lines over a coffee bill when you could be out on the deck watching the sun dip into the sea? You didn't come here to count bills. You came to make memories. Let tech do the work, and let yourself enjoy the ride. Number 10. Skipping ship exploration on day 1? You're already behind. Let's face it, modern cruise ships are massive. We're talking floating resorts with more decks than some small hotels. If you wait until day 3 to figure out where your favorite spots are, you'll spend half your trip just trying to get your bearings. I've met plenty of cruisers, excited, adventurous, ready for fun, who wasted time zigzagging between wrong decks, looking for the spa, or getting lost trying to find the main theater 5 minutes before a show. Not exactly the stress-free getaway they imagined. The solution? After embarkation, take a casual hour to explore the ship. Walk the decks. Locate the dining rooms, pools, gym, bars, and lounges that matter to you. If you're a visual person, grab a paper map or snap photos of the deck plan. Even better, study it online before you sail. Celebrity Cruises, Royal Caribbean, and Norwegian all have deck layouts available online or on their apps. Use them like you would a hotel floor plan. As cruise legend John Heald often says, know your ship and you'll enjoy your trip. Because the faster you feel at home, the more every moment feels like vacation, not a scavenger hunt. Number 11. Forgetting to confirm your onboard credits? That's a cruise rookie mistake. Let me ask, have you ever been promised onboard credit or a special discount, and then it mysteriously disappears once you're on the ship? Trust me, it happens more often than you think. And for those of us who love bonus perks, travel upgrades, and loyalty rewards, it can feel like a major letdown. The fix is easy, but most cruisers overlook it. Just screenshot or print every confirmation email you get, especially the ones from travel agents, loyalty programs, or early bird deals. That little digital receipt becomes your golden ticket if anything goes missing. I once spoke to a couple who had earned a $150 credit from a past guest promotion with Princess Cruises. It never showed up on their onboard account. But because they brought proof, it was sorted in 5 minutes instead of them standing in line for an hour. Cruisers like us don't mind planning ahead. We enjoy the process. So take that final step before you sail. It's like packing your passport. If you don't have it, you can't claim it. Your time is better spent sipping cocktails on the deck, not explaining discounts at guest services. Number 12. Booking a hotel far from the port? You're gambling with your vacation. I know the feeling. You spot a hotel deal that looks too good to pass up. A few extra miles from the cruise terminal, but hey, you're saving money, right? Well, here's the truth. Seasoned cruisers know too well. Those savings often cost more in stress, time, and missed opportunities. Staying far from the port means waking up extra early, battling traffic you don't know, hoping the shuttle isn't late, and watching the clock tick down as your embarkation window closes. It's not the kind of morning that sets the tone for a dream vacation. Now compare that to this: a quiet hotel within walking distance or a short taxi ride from the terminal. You sleep better. No last-minute panic. You check in early, grab a drink by the pool, and start exploring the ship while others are still waiting in line. Even travel veterans like Samantha Brown always recommend choosing convenience over savings when it's the first day of your trip, because that first impression matters. Cruise lovers thrive on smooth starts, smart timing, and zero stress. So book the hotel that puts you closer to the gangway and further from chaos. Number 13. Overloading your sea days? You're missing the magic. Sea days, those peaceful stretches of ocean where time seems to slow down. But here's the funny thing. Many cruisers treat sea days like a to-do list on steroids. They cram in every trivia game, cooking demo, towel folding class, and dance lesson like it's a race. Before long, they're not just tired, they're stressed. And that's the opposite of what a sea day is meant to be. Now, if you're someone who loves slow mornings, good books, long conversations, or just breathing in salty air from a lounger, give yourself permission to do less. You don't have to earn your relaxation, it's built into the cruise. Even Ariana Huffington, founder of Thrive Global, talks about the power of rest and stillness. Your brain needs downtime to process joy. Your body needs it to recharge. So block out space to be still. Watch the horizon. Sip something warm. Nap in the solarium. This is how your cruise starts to feel longer, deeper, and more satisfying. The ocean doesn't rush, neither should you. Number 14. Underestimating port day chaos? That's a risky move. It's the last morning of your cruise. The sun's rising, you're still half asleep, and suddenly reality hits. Disembarkation day is not the peaceful goodbye you hoped for. Lines are long, elevators are jammed, customs is moving at glacial speed. And somewhere in that chaos, someone is panicking about missing their flight. If you've ever sprinted through an airport with sand still between your toes, you know this pain. That's why experienced cruisers follow one golden rule: never book an early flight home. Always give yourself a buffer, at least a few extra hours. Delays happen, and it's better to wait in an airport lounge than sweat through immigration lines while watching the clock. And here's a lesser-known tip: Skip the buffet on disembarkation morning. Everyone goes there. Instead, head to the main dining room. It's usually calmer, faster, and a much more elegant way to end your trip. Even cruise expert Doug Parker from Cruise Radio swears by this one. Because a smooth ending, it leaves a better taste than any souvenir ever could. Number 15. Overlooking the power of a suite or priority perks? You might be missing more than comfort. Let's be honest, upgrades cost money, and not everyone is looking to splurge. But sometimes what looks like a luxury is actually a powerful time saver. Booking a suite doesn't just mean a bigger room. It often includes exclusive perks like private dining rooms with zero wait time, priority seating at shows, concierge service, and even access to private sun decks or lounges. For cruisers who love convenience, quiet spaces, and a touch of pampering, it's a game changer. Now, if a suite isn't in your plans, don't worry. Cruise lines like Royal Caribbean's The Key or Carnival's Faster to the Fun offer a budget-friendly way to skip long lines, board earlier, and reserve key activities before the crowd rushes in. It's not about being fancy, it's about being efficient, relaxed, and ahead of the game. Even travel author Pauline Frommer has said that sometimes the best value isn't the cheapest option. It's the one that gives you more time to enjoy the experience. And for those of us who cruise not just for fun, but for freedom, those extra minutes saved are priceless. Time is your most precious companion at sea. Not the fancy upgrades, not even the itinerary. It's those little moments. The sea breeze in your hair, spontaneous laughter with strangers turned friends, the hush of a sunset on the open deck that you'll carry home in your heart. You can always make more money. But those minutes lost to lines, stress, or poor planning, they don't sail back. So let's cruise with intention. Let's skip the chaos, embrace the calm, and make space for what truly matters: joy, connection, discovery. If this video gave you clarity, or even just one aha moment, tap that like button and subscribe to Travel Vibes for more down-to-earth cruise tips with a whole lot of heart. And hey, what's one time-wasting mistake you wish you could undo on a past cruise? Drop it in the comments. Let's learn from each other and help the entire community cruise smarter. Until next time, take it slow, savor the sea, and never underestimate the power of one well-spent moment.